Right now, 25 million North Koreans cannot choose their careers, their homes, or even their hairstyles. But this story is different. This is about a woman who was trained to kill under Kim Jong-un's direct orders. Sent to South Korea as an assassin, she was given 72 hours to live between poison doses. Her body wasn't her own. Her family held hostage. Yet she chose humanity over orders. This is the story of how one assassin became a voice for freedom, testifying before the United Nations and exposing the world's most brutal regime from the inside. If these stories matter to you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us bring these untold stories to light. Together, we can be a voice for those who cannot speak. I'm not your average North Korean defector. I was trained to kill under Kim Jong-un's direct orders. May 1st, 2025, 3 in the morning. The call came. Komsusan Palace in Pyongyang. I served in the Supreme Guard Command, 1st Security Bureau. A call at that hour meant one thing. This was no ordinary assignment. 3 floors underground, a place no one knows exists. Kim Jong-un was waiting, cigarette in hand. He looked at me. Yuni, I trust only you. Park Sun-hee. You know her? Park Sun-hee. The name sent ice through my veins. Former execution officer, 7th Bureau. The woman who pulled the trigger on Jang Song-taek. Last year, word spread she'd escaped to South Korea. She's testifying at the UN. June 15th, 6 weeks from now. Handle it quietly. Before then, I bowed. Yes, Supreme Leader. But he wasn't finished. His hand lifted my chin, forced me to meet his eyes. Yunhai, if you fail, you know what happens to your brother. Your mother. My heart stopped. My brother a colonel in the strategic forces. My mother living quietly in Pyongyang. After my father died, I took this work to protect them. Don't worry, I'll succeed. That day, 3 things went into my body. First, a GPS tracker, rice grain-sized, buried in my forearm. Second, a 72-hour poison injection. Missed the antidote by 3 days, and I'm dead. Third, a cyanide capsule in my molar. If captured, bite down. End it myself. Can you imagine? My body wasn't mine anymore. Like a puppet on strings, the regime held the thread to my life. I boarded the plane to South Korea, posing as a defector. In my bag, Park Sun-hee's photo, her address, and a syringe filled with poison. Killer! Only then does my family live. That's all I thought about. Back then, I was a killing machine. I set foot in South Korea on May 5th. Through China, then Thailand. From there, into the South Korean embassy. Playing the part of a defector. The embassy staff looked at me with pity. A bodyguard command general's daughter, escaping how much she must have suffered. I cried in front of them. It wasn't acting. Real tears came. Thinking of my brother, my mother. On the plane, one question circled my mind. If I kill Park Sun-hee, will my family really be safe? Will Kim Jong-un keep his word? But there was no choice. The GPS in my arm tracked every move. Every 72 hours, I needed that antidote. I spent a week at Hanwon, the resettlement center, learning South Korean speech patterns, lifestyle, job prep. Other defectors marveled at everything. Not me. All I could think about was finding Park Sun-hee. Daily contact from the north. Encrypted messages. The target's location. Her routine. Her daughter's school schedule. Everything. It terrified me how far North Korea's reach extended, even here. May 11th. Released from Hanwon. My assigned residence? Nowon District, Seoul. Shockingly close, right next to Park Sun-hee's apartment complex. The North had arranged everything. Even the deposit was already paid. The planning sent chills down my spine. 2 days later, I went to the defector's church. Intelligence said Park Sun-hee attended every Sunday. Walking through those doors, my heart pounded. Soon I'd meet her, the woman I was sent to kill. Before service started, I took a back seat, scanned the room. Then she walked in. A woman with a young daughter. Same face as the photo. Park Sun-hee, 47 years old. More ordinary than I expected. Tired eyes, simple clothes. The girl beside her looked about 11. June, her name was. The child gripped her mother's hand tight. After service, the pastor introduced me, a new defector. Park Sun-hee approached. Warm smile. Extended her hand. My hand trembled. These hands would kill this person. But I smiled back, shook her hand. She asked how hard it must have been. Invited me to dinner. Jeon grinned, took my other hand. Walking home, nausea hit. I rushed to the bathroom. Dry heaved for minutes. This wasn't just killing someone. This was killing a mother and daughter. Innocent people. But the North kept pushing. Hurry up! They even sent my brother's photo. Gaunt face staring at the camera. Like he wanted to tell me something. I steeled myself. End it quickly. Get close to Park Sun-hee. Wait for the right moment. The assassin's countdown had begun. The day after church, Park Sun-hee reached out first. Asked if I was lonely living alone. Invited me to dinner. I accepted. This was my chance. May 11th, 6 p.m. I knocked on her door. Kimchi stew, the smell hit me immediately. That same smell from the north. My mother used to make it just like this. June greeted me excitedly. Just home from school. Wanted to show me her room. Pure childlike energy. Drawings covered the walls. Pictures of Mom, a puppy, rainbows. An ordinary 11-year-old's room. At the dinner table, Park Sun-hee served me rice. Eat plenty, she said. You've been through so much. Guilt stabbed through me. This woman cared about me while I planned her death. We talked over dinner. Life in the north. Surprises in the south. Future plans. I mixed in carefully crafted lies. Park Sun-hee nodded, listening. Suddenly June asked, did I have family in the north? I froze. My brother's face. My mother's. If I fail, they die. Park Sun-hee took my hand. It's okay, she said. This is your family now. June nodded. Said she'd be my little sister. After dinner, while Park Sun-hee washed dishes, I surveyed the living room. Small. Modest. No expensive furniture. Just clean and orderly. The bookshelf held a Bible and a few other books. Park Sun-hee's phone rang. She stepped into her room to answer. The door didn't close all the way. I leaned closer. I caught fragments. United Nations. June 15th. Testimony. Preparation. My pulse quickened. This was it. What Kim Jong-un wanted stopped. Park Sun-hee was really going to expose the truth to the world. When she emerged, her face was hard, heavy. But seeing me, she smiled again. Brought out tea. Like nothing happened. Walking home, confusion swirled. Park Sun-hee seemed so ordinary. A mother who loved her daughter. Someone kind enough to help other defectors. But in the past, she'd executed people. How was that possible? That night, another message from the north. Complete the mission before June 15th. Method doesn't matter. Just finish it quietly. Then they sent my mother's photo. Standing outside our Pyongyang home. The message was clear. Move faster or my mother pays. I had 2 days to decide. Kill Park Sun-hee or let my family die. My hands shook. But there was no choice. I was an assassin. May 13th, Saturday. Tomorrow, Sunday. And the day after, the day I'd chosen. The day to kill Park Sun-hee. Morning came. June texted me. Let's hang out today. Going to the park with Mom, come with us. I couldn't refuse. One more chance to get closer. 2 p.m. We met at a nearby park. Beautiful weather. May sunshine, warm and gentle. Trees vibrant with new green. June laughed on the swings. Park Sun-hee sat on a bench, watching her daughter with a smile. I sat beside her. Park Sun-hee spoke softly. Never thought days this peaceful would come. In the north, she couldn't even imagine it. Then she said something unexpected. She'd done terrible things in the past. Killed people. She didn't hide that she'd been an execution officer. I was startled. Why tell me this? Park Sun-hee continued. Orders were orders, but that's no excuse. Nightmares every night. The people she killed appear in her dreams. Ask why she did it. That's why she'd testify at the UN. Share what she witnessed. She believed it was the only path to atonement. Even if forgiveness was impossible, the truth had to come out. My chest felt like collapsing. This woman was like me, following orders. Now trying to pay for those sins. And here I was, following orders again. To kill her. Jeon ran over, holding something. A drawing. Sketched on paper she'd found on a park bench. 3 people in the picture. Mom, June, and me, all 3 holding hands, smiling. At the top she'd written, Our family. June said your family now too. Mom told her so. Defectors are all family. We survived the north together. Tears fell from my eyes. I couldn't hold them back. This innocent child was calling her would-be killer family. Park Sun-hee asked if I was okay. I shook my head. I wasn't okay. Not at all. Walking home, one thought circled. If I kill these people, how am I different from the north? Killing on command, wasn't that the system I despised? That night, sleep wouldn't come. Jeon's drawing haunted me. Our family. Those 3 words tore through my chest. 4 a.m. I made my decision. I couldn't do it. I couldn't kill these people. Even if it endangered my own family, I couldn't live as a killing machine anymore. But there was a problem. The North never gives up. If I failed, they'd send a second operative. Park Sun-hee would die anyway. Only one option remained. Tell Park Sun-hee the truth. Fight together. May 14th, 5 a.m. I stood outside Park Sun-hee's apartment. The poison syringe in my hand. Provided by the North. 1 injection cardiac arrest within 10 minutes. Looks like natural death. I had a key. Copied in secret days ago. Silently, I opened the door. Slipped inside. Not a sound. 15 years of assassin training. Through the living room. To the master bedroom. The door was slightly open. Park Sun-hee lay sleeping inside. Peaceful expression. In the next room, Jun would be sleeping too. I stood beside Park Sun-hee's bed. Removed the syringe cap. My hand didn't shake. I'd practiced this motion countless times. Carotid artery in the neck. 3 seconds. It's over. I raised the syringe. Park Sun-hee's neck exposed. 1 jab, and everything ends. My brother lives. My mother lives. I can return to Pyongyang. But my hand froze. Looking at Park Sun-hee's face, Jun filled my mind. The drawing. Our family. Her laughing while holding her mother's hand. That clear voice calling me sister. Kill this woman. And that child loses her mother. An 11-year-old. A child who barely escaped the North. Finally found freedom orphaned again. The hand holding the syringe trembled. No, my whole body shook. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Park Sun-hee's eyes opened. Saw me. Sat up abruptly. But she didn't scream. Just stared at the syringe in my hand. I dropped it. Fell to my knees. Tears poured out. I'm sorry. I was sent here to kill you. Park Sun-hee said nothing. Just looked at me. I confessed everything. Bodyguard command assassin. Kim Jong-un's orders. Fake defector. All of it. Then I told her, I can't do it. I can't kill you and Jun. Kill me instead. Park Sun-hee slowly stepped off the bed. Stood in front of me. Placed her hand on my shoulder. I knew. I looked up. She explained suspicious from the first day at church. Too perfectly prepared for a defector. As a former bodyguard command officer herself, she recognized the signs immediately. Then why let me into your home? Knowing the danger? Park Sun-hee smiled sadly. Because she'd done the same work. Killed on command. She figured I was suffering the same way. So she waited. For me to realize on my own. That people can change. I couldn't hold back. I embraced Park Sun-hee. Sobbed. I'd never cried like that in my life. Park Sun-hee held me too. It's okay now, she whispered. It's okay. The door opened. Jun, standing there in pajamas, staring at us. Asked what was wrong. Park Sun-hee answered, Nothing's wrong. Your sister had a nightmare. Came to Mom. Jun walked over. Took my hand. Sister, it's okay. We're here. That morning, I became a real defector. But problems remained. The GPS in my arm. The 72-hour antidote schedule. And soon, the North would know I'd failed. Park Sun-hee spoke quietly. We need to report to the NIS, National Intelligence Service. Right now. I hesitated. The NIS would arrest me as a spy. Prison was likely. But Park Sun-hee squeezed my hand. It's okay. Just tell the truth. 6 a.m. Park Sun-hee called the NIS hotline. A North Korean operative wants to surrender. The agent on the line sounded shocked. Asked for our address. Less than 30 minutes later, NIS agents arrived. 4 of them. Plain clothes, but sharp eyes. They looked at me. Hands behind your back. Handcuffs clicked shut. Cold metal. Reality crashed down. I was a spy now. A criminal under South Korean law. They drove me somewhere in Seoul. A large building. Underground. Into an interrogation room. Gray walls. Just a recorder on the table. The questioning began. Name. Age. Birthplace. Unit. Rank. Mission. One by one. I answered everything. Nothing to hide. Kim Jong-un, Special Agent, 1st Security Bureau, Supreme Guard Command. On May 1st, I received direct orders from Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un to assassinate Park Sun-hee. The interrogators exchanged glances. A direct Kim Jong-un assassination order. This was serious. I showed my forearm. GPS inside. Explained the 72-hour poison protocol. Last antidote was yesterday morning. I had until tomorrow morning. An interrogator made an urgent call, summoning a medical team. About an hour later, doctors arrived. X-rayed my arm. A tiny dot appeared on the screen. Rice grain-sized GPS. We need to operate immediately. They moved me to an emergency surgical suite. Turns out the NIS building has its own operating room. Anesthesia injection. I lost consciousness. When I woke, it was afternoon. Bandages wrapped my forearm. The doctor spoke. GPS removed. Poison analyzed, antidote created. You're safe now. From that day, full-scale interrogation began. North Korea's overseas operations, assassination training, the meeting with Kim Jong-un, other operatives' identities. I told them everything I knew. The NIS was especially interested in the first security bureau, Kim Jong-un's direct assassination, unit and organization the South didn't know existed. I drew org charts. Who was in charge? How many members? What training they received? Then I shared critical intelligence. If I failed, the North would definitely send a second operative, probably already on standby. The interrogator asked who I thought it would be. I gave a name. Ri Myung-chul, my junior, 3 years younger, but notoriously ruthless. No mercy, no hesitation. If he comes, Park Sun-hee and Jun will definitely die. The NIS moved immediately, relocated Park Sun-hee and Jun to a safe house. 24-hour security detail. I asked to stay with them. The interrogator asked why I wanted to protect Park Sun-hee. I answered simply, they're my family. Night of May 15th. Intel came in. Ri Myung-chul crossed from China into Korea yesterday, posing as a defector. The fight was starting. The safe house was on Seoul's outskirts. Looked like an ordinary residence, but NIS agents were stationed inside. Park Sun-hee, Jun, and me. 3 of us living together. The NIS planned an operation. Lure Ri Myung-chul in. Catch him. Park Sun-hee would be bait. Dangerous, but no alternative. May 16th. Park Sun-hee deliberately went to church. NIS agents in plain clothes covered the perimeter. I followed along. I was the only one who knew Ri Myung-chul's face. After service, Park Sun-hee walked home slowly, deliberately chose empty alleys. I followed 50 meters back. My heart felt ready to explode. Then it happened. A man approached Park Sun-hee, pretending to ask for directions. I recognized that walk. Ri Myung-chul, I shouted. Park Sun-hee dodged. Something flashed in Ri Myung-chul's hand. A syringe, same poison needle I'd carried. NIS agents rushed in. But Ri Myung-chul was a trained assassin. Took down 2 agents in seconds, then lunged for Park Sun-hee again. I blocked his path. Ri Myung-chul saw me. Our eyes met. Shock crossed his face. He hadn't expected his failed senior here. Ri Myung-chul spoke. Senior, move aside. This is the mission. I shook my head. His face hardened. Then he aimed the syringe at me. A former colleague, now trying to kill me. We fought. Ri Myung-chul thrust the syringe. I grabbed his wrist. We trained the same way. Knew each other's moves. But there was a difference. Ri Myung-chul was executing a mission. I was protecting people. That difference gave me strength. The syringe fell. I twisted his arm. But Ri Myung-chul didn't give up. Reached for something at his waist. A pistol. The barrel pointed at Park Sun-hee. No time to think. My body moved first. Stepped in front of her. Gunshot. Something hot pierced my chest. Couldn't breathe, but I didn't fall. Pushed Park Sun-hee down. Safely. Ri Myung-chul pulled the trigger again. Then an NIS agent tackled him from behind. Gun dropped. Ri Myung-chul hit the ground. But Ri Myung-chul was smiling. I heard something crack in his mouth. I knew. Cyanide capsule. The same one in my molar. His body convulsed. Foam bubbled from his lips. Less than 30 seconds. He stopped breathing. Chose death himself. Watching him, I fell to my knees. Strength drained. Blood flowed from my chest. I heard Park Sun-hee calling my name. Her voice growing distant. Ambulance sirens. Someone gripped my hand. Jun's voice. Sister, no. Open your eyes. I tried to smile. Wanted to say I'm fine, but my mouth wouldn't move. Before losing consciousness, one last thought. I protected them. These people. When I opened my eyes, white ceiling. Hospital? Bandages wrapped my chest. Park Sun-hee and Jun sat beside me. Jun held my hand tight. I survived. The doctor said the bullet missed my heart. A few centimeters left. Instant death. Everyone called it a miracle. I thought heaven gave me a second chance. To live differently. 3rd day in the hospital. News from the NIS. My brother had been executed. Mission failure. My chest caved in. My brother died because of me. Park Sun-hee held my hand. Jun hugged me. I cried. For a long time. But a week later, stunning news. My mother was alive. The NIS had secretly worked with ethnic Koreans in China. Got my mother out of the north. She was crossing into South Korea now. I couldn't believe it. I'd see my mother again. Cried, then laughed. Park Sun-hee cried with me. May 25th, my mother arrived in Korea. Met at Incheon Airport. She looked gaunt, but alive. We embraced. Sobbed together. I introduced my mother to Park Sun-hee and Jun. My mother took Park Sun-hee's hand. Thanked her for saving her daughter. Park Sun-hee bowed. Said it was only right. The four of us began living together. Small apartment, but we were family. Real family. June 15th arrived. Park Sun-hee's UN testimony. I went too. The NIS approved. Said my testimony was needed. UN Human Rights Council. Representatives from nations worldwide. Many cameras. Nervous, but this had to be done. Park Sun-hee testified first. Her past as an execution officer. How many she killed. How Kim Jong-un rules through terror. She shared everything. Voice trembling, but she finished. My turn came. Stood before the microphone. Deep breath. Spoke. About the bodyguard command assassination unit. How many people Kim Jong-un had killed overseas. The orders I'd received. The people I'd killed. I hid nothing. Finally, I said this. North Korean people are human, just like us. They dream of freedom, too. When reunification comes, I hope we can meet again as one people. After testimony, representatives from multiple countries applauded. Some wiped tears. Our story had reached the world. It's December 2025 now. 6 months since that day. My mother, Park Sun-hee, Jun, and me. 4 of us, living ordinary lives. My mother goes to church. Park Sun-hee counsels defectors. Jun made many friends at school. I work with the NIS on North Korean human rights issues. My way of atoning. Sometimes I think about those still in the North. My brother, friends, colleagues. Will they ever find freedom? When reunification comes, will I walk that homeland again? I don't know, but there's hope. If I could change, the world can too. Thank you for listening to my story. Defector stories aren't over. 25 million people still live in North Korea, carrying their voices to the world. That's my work now. Subscribing and liking this channel helps share more defector stories. Your attention becomes hope that reaches them. Thank you again.